Again, thank you.
It's been 4 years.
Yeah.
Could you tell us what has happened during these 4 years in a nutshell? The most memorable moment, the best moment.
Oh, God. Most memorable moment. Still being alive. No, I mean, the last 4 years, obviously, because when we were here last time, we were at the beginning of the tour. So what we've done for most of the last 4 years has basically been on tour. We toured for about another year and 3 months maybe after we were in Finland last time, then took a little bit of time off, made this record, and now we've been on the road for this record since about 17 months ago, which is about August of 91. So it's been a lot of touring, a lot of haze, a lot of this, a lot of darkness.
A lot of coffee.
Yeah, well, I don't drink coffee. When I need to wake up in the morning, it's just water. There's just water in here, actually. Van. There you go.
Vettä.
Mm-hmm. Vettä.
What is the toughest part of touring? Is it staying awake? Or?
I think the toughest part of touring is being enthusiastic about touring the 21 hours a day you're not on stage. The 3 hours on stage are the easiest. The energy, everything that comes from the crowd really lifts you up. It's the other 21 hours that are sometimes can be very difficult, especially like it's winter. We've been on the road for 17 months. I haven't seen daylight for about a month. My mind right now is sort of like, I'm really sort of just spacing on a lot of things. So I think that's the toughest part of it. But, the playing and that whole side of it's really easy. I don't mind so much the traveling. The other three guys in the band don't like being away from home. I can go on travel. I love traveling. I travel all the time. Even when we're not playing, I still keep traveling and so on. So that's the easy part for me. I think just being inspired and being enthusiastic about everything. I did an interview just a few minutes ago with this guy who was really had some great funny questions and really it was great, but I couldn't lift myself up to. I felt kind of almost sorry. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes lifting yourself up to the level of what everybody expects from you 24 hours a day, that's probably the toughest part of touring.
Some artists have said that it's very difficult because some people want to continue the feeling they have on stage in their private lives. Do you have sometimes a feeling like that? That you want to have this adrenaline going on all the time and you get depressed if nothing goes on?
Yeah, I'm probably the one in the band that has the most that. Like I said, the other three guys, they always go home. They're better at they go home and kind of just sit down and do nothing. In all the breaks on this tour, I go away. Like I said, I go travel. I do a lot of scuba diving, which is, I guess is a pretty high adrenaline kind of thing. So, for me, that's very relaxing to just go away to the Pacific Ocean or somewhere in the Caribbean and go scuba diving and stuff like that. So I guess I'm the one that probably in Metallica has the hardest time just sitting still all the time.
So you don't need to play the drums every day.
No, a lot of drummers, if you were talking to more conventional drummers or something, they'd probably be sitting here right now going doing that. Kurt, for instance, our guitar player, he sits and plays his guitar 24 hours a day. I get enough playing drums just 3 hours a day on stage. I mean, because we're on tour right now, when we're at home and so on, I go down, I have a drum kit in the studio at my house and stuff like that, and I go down and play around. But on tour, 3 hours a day, 5 times a week, 15 hours a week is plenty for me, believe me. Believe me, more than enough.
What made you choose the drums in the first place?
I don't have that answer. I don't know. What made you choose to do what you do? You just go with your instincts. You do what feels natural to you. When I was listening to all my records and stuff in the 70s, I just found myself sort of doing this instead of doing this, and it's like playing air drums instead of playing air guitars. I don't really have more of an answer than that. I've been playing drums even when I was not really taking it. I was playing a lot of tennis when I was growing up, and
And
very
it
into.
needs a sense of rhythm.
Yeah, but I was very into a lot of sports and stuff when I was like between 10 and 15 and stuff like that. But drums was still there, kind of like a hobby or an escape away from tennis. So I've been playing drums for close to 15 years, even though it's only been, say, 10 years of taking it real seriously. But for some reason, drums was just it.
What do bands copy you? Have you ever counted how many Metallica clones you've seen in this world? We only have half an hour.
Yeah, we don't have enough time. There's a lot of bands who you can tell kind of follow in our footsteps with a lot of the ideas that we do. Doesn't really bother me that much. I think it keeps me on my toes about trying to come up with new ideas and so on anyway. And I think it's kind of funny. I don't know. I mean, it's in some weird way you could say that it annoys you for maybe 5 seconds, but then that annoyance, I think, turns to, you just kind of get flattered, or you realize, wait a minute, we are doing something right. All these people are, following in our footsteps or whatever. So it's okay. It's all right.
I've even heard the adjective many times, Metallica-ish, when some band says
Sure.
about their next record.
Sure,
It's going to sound like, well, Metallica-ish.
Well, yeah, sure. Not so much just the sound, but also the ideas. 5 years ago, we did an EP that had 5 cover songs on it, where we just chose our favorite cover songs. Now, all these other bands have done that idea in the last few years. It's just little ideas and little things like that and stuff like that. And I think that you'll see over the next couple of years that the stage show that you're going to see tonight and so on, that there's a lot of people who will probably borrow some ideas from what we've done with this tour that we've been on for the last year and a half. But like I said, things like that, it keeps us on our toes, trying to always be innovative and ahead and trying to just come up with different things and so on.
How about the stage? I haven't seen this stage production yet, or the setup. How does it look like? How much do you pay attention to the planning of the stage?
Oh, all of that comes from us. It was our idea, and we kind of, a couple of years ago, started realizing that we wanted to get away from the conventional kind of shoebox way that you see a band play. And kind of, since James plays guitar and stuff like that, we kind of wanted to start putting some vocal microphones in different places so we could go sing to different parts of the audience and stuff like that. And then we kind of took that one step further by James could move around, everybody could move around, maybe the drums should move around too, so the drums don't stay in one place the whole time too. And then we kind of wanted to lose this thing with having everything kind of focus around a center point. So now in the center we have audience, and then we kind of play around the audience on this kind of diamond-shaped stage, which makes it just very unique. And it's great because as a drummer, I'm just as much a front man as the 3 other guys and so on. And it's a lot of fun, just like I said, screwing around with the conventional ways things are usually done, and also just creating things that are different. It's fun.